Elijah Holyfield, you have the audacity to think I'm running scared from you? Why? Because your daddy's got a famous name, huh? Well, these size 14 snakeskin Bama boots don't run for anyone. If anything, they kick a rookie's ass. So tonight, we settle this little song and dance in a lumberjack match. A ring surrounded by dangerous and willing Evolve superstars. Cause the bad man that hails from Alabama, Brooks Jensen, is gonna teach you one final vet lesson to your dumb, stubborn head. And that there is no escape. I'm going to embarrass you, and I'm going to expose you in front of your peers, and I'm gonna pick up your broken body and toss you to the lumberjack animals so they can finish the job. Because there's only one way that this will end tonight, and it's gonna be you, the greenhorn, lying flat on your back, staring at the lights, wondering, oh, how am I gonna explain to my Holyfield family that baby Elijah is nothing more, nothing less than a colossal failure?
I'm a G like Ali, I'm in the alley while I'm in Cali. And I'm in my body, I got sick quicker than whipping a rally. I leave a man red like Carrie, where am I Batman carry, you know? Ain't nobody to get know what it's for, no, key to key, I'm a blow.
As we welcome in ringside, Blake Howard alongside the general manager of NXT, Robert Stone. Another Evolve first tonight. It's a lumberjack match.
That's right. Tonight in our main event, it's Jensen versus Holyfield. It's going down.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring first, from Chicago, Illinois, two-turn Laney Luck!
Kicking things off with a grudge match here tonight as you see Sloan Jacobs right in VIP showing no approval for Laney Luck, a fellow ID prospect. But Rob, we know this one is going to be personal.
Yeah, Laney made it very clear that she is not collateral damage. My question, is she 100%?
And her opponent from Seattle, Washington, PJ Vasa!
And of course, when Vasa returned recently on Evolve, she was coming to get her issue, and her issue appears to be Laney Luck.
Yeah, but was it her actual issue or was it someone else's issue, Blake? Because what is the real reason why she attacks Laney? Do we know? Why did she want to help out Nikita?
It seems like there could be a favor to cash in sometime down the line for PJ Vasa. We know she certainly wants to taste gold here in Evolve.
Well, I guess being friends with the champion, maybe you think you're going to get a championship opportunity.
We certainly speculated about that business relationship. What is the association between PJ Vasa, Sloan Jacobs, Nikita Lyons? But Laney Luck here just recently cleared. She laid down that challenge 2 weeks ago. PJ Vasa answered it last week, and here we are right now. But Rob, we talked about Laney Luck being cleared just a couple of days ago for this matchup. I don't see any way she cannot be still feeling some of the effects of PJ.
I agree with you, but right now she's not holding back. She has a second wing with anger behind it. PJ out the ring.
The momentum gonna send her to the floor right there.
Wait a minute.
As Laney Luck gonna risk it all right now in our opening contest. We know how much this means to her.
This is a new Laney Luck, and I am loving the way she's taking it to PJ.
Looking two-turn tonight, and she's ready to take it to another level. Or in her case, take it right to the top from the outside in. And Laney Luck certainly feeling it right now. And of course, we talk about her getting cleared for this. I mean, Rob, how determined was Laney to get cleared to take on PJ?
Oh my God. I mean, she was, but I mean, that was not a good part of this match for her.
She might be having second thoughts about stepping into the ring with this monster from Seattle, Washington, former rugby player. And PJ Vasa certainly will not back down from anyone.
Well, you got to just remember, oh my God. It was just a few weeks ago when PJ used a chair on Laney.
And of course, the initial contact was that exact same running splash into the opposite corner, which right after Laney had an Evolve Women's Championship match, PJ Vasa made her presence felt. And nearly folding Laney in half with that spear, that might do it. And somehow, Laney able to hang on.
Laney looks to be in a lot of pain. Her midsection, her back.
As PJ Vasa returns here to Evolve, we talk about her maybe cashing in a favor to Nikita Lyons for a championship opportunity. From PJ Vasa's perspective, is Laney Luck a stepping stone?
I don't know if it's a stepping stone. I think everything's a stepping stone for PJ Vasa. I mean, she doesn't care who's in her way. You've seen her and what she's capable of.
You see Sloane Jacobs watching on right there in VIP, certainly loving the destruction coming down from PJ Vasa.
Laney's in a lot of pain, which means less explosive offense, slower movement. She was able to get out of the way there.
Maybe some desperation as Laney rolls to the corner. And Vasa gonna charge in. And Luck able to move. And look at Laney. Innovative offense right here. And a step up enziguri. That's gonna ground PJ Vasa. And a big Shining Wizard connects as PJ Vasa's down. As Laney Luck has had 2 Evolve Women's Championship opportunities, you could certainly question have those been fair.
At one point, I thought Laney was just trying to survive this match, but now it looks like she's got a chance of winning this thing.
As Laney climbing up. Oh, and from the inside out. Laney continues to dig deep into her playbook here. And Luck, here we go, cover. And Rob, with each one of these blows, you see that aggression coming out, getting some payback for those injuries made by PJ Vasa.
She wanted revenge, and she is getting it.
As Laney now, oh, this might be biting off more than she can chew. We talked about that compromised, really all parts of her body, that the back, the knee, the leg. And Laney Luck having some trouble right here.
A reduced lifting ability for sure. She was trying to go for DVP.
With that sit-out powerbomb, and that won't do it yet.
She stayed alive.
Vasa certainly thought that was enough. And PJ, she's up. She's ready for a big strike, perhaps. And it might be time for Laney to get her issue. Laney's up. What a counter with the DDT! No issue will be received right here. And Laney's up on her feet. And Laney Luck feeling a second win. And Laney going right back to it. Rob into position. That DVP, that Death Valley party, somehow got PJ up and over. And Laney Luck pulls out the victory.
Here is your winner, Laney Luck!
As Sloane Jacobs none too pleased with his outcome, PJ Vasa answered the challenge. Laney Luck did her best to get cleared and found her way to victory.
Let's have a look back at this one that had been brewing for weeks. PJ Vasa attacked Laney Luck out of nowhere after Laney's championship opportunity, costing her weeks of competition. Tonight, PJ made it clear that Laney was her issue, but Laney answered with experience, tenacity, and getting serious revenge with a huge victory.
Laney taking it right to the top there, maybe a bit surprised that she was able to score the victory. Sloane Jacobs appears to be sharing some words there with PJ Vasa. They're not on the same page as they once were. As Laney Luck back on track tonight, as another ID star is ready to break out.
Well, that was a quick exit.
Yeah, no kidding.
How you doing? My name is Gianna Capri, and I'm your saucy Italian Jersey girl. But let's get one thing straight right off the bat. I'm not here to make friends with the Grab and Espresso, and I am definitely not here to wait in line for an opportunity like I'm waiting for cold cuts at the deli.
The Sauce Boss making her presence felt here on Evolve.
I may be new here to Evolve, but I am definitely not new to the business. I've won titles in other major promotions. I've wrestled tours in Japan, and before that, I was a ballerina for 20 years. That's 20 years of being told what to do. Gianna, be quiet. Gianna, stand up straight. Gianna, be patient. Yeah, that really stuck. But ballet did teach me two things: discipline and how to make competition look effortless. Take Anya Rune, for example, the anime girl. I'm not her biggest threat. Accountability is. When I listen to her talk about her problem, I'm like, oh, Maron, I feel like I'm watching a tourist try to parallel park in the city. I might rub some people the wrong way, but you know what? Good. I've never trusted anyone who's liked by everyone. And if I'm too much for you, well, guess what? I only get worse from here. And if you can't handle the sauce, stay out the kitchen. Caprice?
On Sunday, August 30th,
Buckle up! We are just getting started.
a one-of-a-kind event lands in the Lone Star State.
It doesn't get any bigger than this.
AAA Ola de Calor. NXT Heatwave.
This one is gonna be wild.
Back to back.
The WWE Universe is alive tonight.
Two massive shows. One unforgettable Sunday. AAA Ola de Calor and NXT Heatwave in Edinburgh, Texas. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome to Saturday night's main event. History will be made.
You want a moment? This is always a moment.
It's Sunday night's main event. Atlanta, Labor Day weekend, Sunday, September 6th. Tickets on sale now.
Welcome back to Evolve.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Pacifica, California, and weighing 157 pounds, Chaz Starboy Hall!
Here comes one of the top ID prospects on Wednesday nights, and Chaz Starboy Hall has undergone a bit of turmoil in recent weeks, but it seems like the last time we saw him on the same page as Cappuccino
Yeah,
Jones.
things have cooled out a little bit, and the Denim Dragon, as he always seems chill and feeling it, and of course he always has, is RFF, the resting fish face.
And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Alex Brooks, from Fenton, Michigan, weighing 225 rock-hard pounds, this is Cale Dixon!
I almost wondered, did Cale Dixon pay Ryan Katz to give that announcement?
Yeah, that was quite the announcement, but makes sense because Cale Dixon and Alex Brooks are bringing sexy back to Evolve, and they want the world to know it.
Let's see if they know how to act on Wednesday nights here. This is going to be a very interesting matchup between Cale Dixon and Chaz Starboy Hall. Bell sounds are underway, but Cale Dixon had some words with Foreman Thatcher and said he feels Evolve's been an unfair playing field to Cale Dixon early on. Is that the case?
Well, I think when anyone like a Cale Dixon loses a match, that's what they're going to say. They're going to have an excuse. They're going to have a reason. But the reality is, he's a great competitor, but he did lose the match. It happens.
Of course, burst onto the scene at Succession 3 with a huge debut victory, and ever since then has essentially been the Wednesday night spotlight that he's been seeking. Let's see if he can get by Chaz Starboy Hall and how these styles mesh together here tonight. Chaz, nice counter out the back door. Only gets two as Cale looking to counter right now. Both these stars really could really use the win, and Starboy, nice counter right there with the roll-up, only gets two. And as Foreman Thatcher stated, in this matchup, who will be the star and who will be the bull?
Yeah, we'll have to find out to see that, but Cale told me that he's the Tom Holland of Evolve, and that Alex Brooks is the Sydney Sweeney of Evolve, and of course Chaz Hall, well, he's the Danny DeVito of Evolve, and I think he believes it.
What's wrong with Danny DeVito?
I'm not saying anything's wrong with him. This is what Kale said.
As Chaz Starboy Hall put up top, but nobody put Starboy in a corner. As Starboy now, look at this athleticism, Rob.
Innovative, unique offense. I love it.
Taking a page out of the Lucha Libre playbook right there. As it's time to jam with Starboy.
Uh-oh, business associate Alex Brooks doesn't like seeing that.
The Starboy sent to the apron right now, and Starboy staying one step ahead of Kale. Back inside. Starboy looking to take full advantage right now, and coming up a little bit later on, we're gonna hear from the Evolve champion Harlem Lewis, who's certainly gonna have some words. As look at Kale Dixon right now, someone who would love to be the next challenger for Harlem Lewis.
Yeah, showing off his power, followed by a hard clothesline.
Out of the corner indeed, but Kale doesn't want to end this match yet. He wants to inflict some punishment. As Dixon in control right now, and talking about the ID crew, take a look at Cappuccino Jones right there, sipping some brew and soaking it all in.
Oh, man.
Starboy stuck in the tree of woe here. As Rob, you mentioned the business relationship between Kale Dixon and Alex Brooks. How did these two even come together?
Well, I think business relationships stay amongst themselves. They keep it, they keep what goes on between them kind of private, as they should. That's what all successful business relationships do. They don't spread their knowledge. They don't spread their wealth. When these two walk into a room, they look like a billion-dollar startup founded by Justin and Haley Bieber.
They certainly know how to gas each other up, as you're seeing out here. And Kale Dixon bringing out a new aggressive side himself right now.
Well, he's in a league of his own. At least he thinks he is. But it's hard to disagree with it. I mean, look at him. He looks like $1 million. He wrestles like $1 million. He's got the athletic background.
They do claim those looks, the athletic gifts, that superstar aura. We'll see how that translates to victories.
Well, all eyes are on this duo. Can they continue to live up to the hype?
Of course, this is a pretty big test for the well-traveled ID star in Chaz Starboy. Puts on the brakes, but Dixon counters, driving him face first into the canvas. Rolls over Starboy, cover, hooks the outside leg. And a near fall there for Kale Dixon. And Rob, taking a look at this matchup, you almost wonder who really needs to win more.
Kale Dixon the first.
Kale! Maybe getting a bit too cocky right there. Starboy able to move.
I think at this point, after the loss that he had last time, Kale Dixon does need the win, maybe just a little bit more, but a win's a win. Everybody needs him at all times.
As right now, Starboy trying to fight back. Kale put on his heels here. As Starboy, of course, burst onto the scene, immediately earning an Evolve Championship match, and has been a world traveler ever since. And Starboy, oh! Snaps off that head scissors. As Starboy going for right now is, oh man! Connects with a big spin heel kick.
You gotta think, if he gets a win tonight, we might see some more air guitar playing like him and Cappuccino did the last time they were together.
That was one incredible duet right there to send it skull packing. And that standing sliced bread. And we know when those straps come down, the dragon comes out. Cover, center of the ring. And Kale able to press out, Rob. That one was very, very close.
That was very close. You got to give it to Chaz for staying in this thing, lasting in there with Cal. And right now, I mean, he's on his feet. He's one step ahead.
We already saw somewhat of a mild upset in our opening contest with Laney Luck knocking off PJ Vasa. Let's see if Chaz Starboy Hall can derail the momentum of Kale Dixon. Here we go. Pinning combination. And Kale reverses course. And he only gets two as well. As we're going back and forth right here. Starboy! Big connection underneath the chin. And now Hall, he's gonna look to fly. Wait a second! Alex Brooks tripping up Starboy behind the ref's back.
Yeah, business associate.
That's certainly one way to pick up the business end of the slack. And Dixon connects with that 96 between the eyes. And just like that, Kale Dixon is back on track.
Here is your winner, Kale Dixon!
Well, we see what Kale's capable of, but now we know what Alex Brooks is also capable of during a match. A deciding factor here tonight.
Kale Dixon came out hot, backing up the trash talk he's been delivering since arriving in Evolve, but Chaz Starboy Hall delivered as usual, showing up and showing out, nearly putting this one away, but Alex Brooks making her presence felt and tipping the scales to give her business associate the win tonight.
Well, they're certainly celebrating right now and loving what they're seeing. Oh, it's Cappuccino Jones there, trying to give some words of encouragement to Starboy.
Yeah, no air guitar today.
As these two discussing a much-needed victory for Kale Dixon here tonight, as in our main event, Elijah Holyfield is preparing to be a part of history.
Brooks Jensen, your stupidity amazes me. Sure, your arrogance is strong, but I know your spirit is weak. Tonight in this lumberjack match, I'm coming for revenge. Revenge for every cheap shot you took, every lie you told, every rookie you bullied. But the biggest mistake you could have ever made was talking down on the Holyfield name. It's almost time, Brooks. The Lumberjacks are ready. The WWE Universe is ready. And the Holyfield Warriors been ready. Tonight, I knock your ass out for good.
Not good enough to beat me. You think this man's gonna beat me?
I'll come over there and smack them glasses straight off your face.
You lost your mind. There's not gonna be a 12-round war, I promise you that.
I don't quit, I don't stay down on one knee. Proven.
For the welterweight championship for the world. The year's biggest night of boxing, and it just got bigger. Jai Opetaia, Noel McKellian, who's the best cruiserweight on the planet.
WWE takes over Europe as the road to Royal Rumble begins.
Look at the way that we run into town.
New stops, new history, new energy.
That's what the business about. All in the moment we live in the now. In it to win it, no limit allowed. Look at the way that we run into town. That's what the business about. All in the moment we live in the now. In it to win it, no limit allowed. Look at the way that we run into town.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Fresno, California, she is Miss Everything, Layla Diggs.
Now, I know as NXT General Manager, you have to be impartial, but I'm still waiting for the Rob Stone TikTok of this entrance theme.
I mean, the music's good. I mean, I'm allowed to say that.
I've heard you singing it before.
Miss Everything is here. She doesn't follow the vibe. She is the vibe. She makes her own gear, body, yaddy, yaddy, etc., etc., etc. What a star.
Ready to put a cherry on top of a victory here tonight, as Layla Diggs has been certainly riding a wave of some big-time momentum from Tuesday to Wednesday nights.
And her opponent from Lviv, Ukraine, Zina Sterling.
As you want to talk about some momentum, Zina Sterling starting to build a little bit of her own here on Wednesday nights. And of course, you saw last week, had a discussion with Foreman Thatcher, really praised herself in that 8-woman tag team match where she stepped in for Laney Luck. And Zina, in her mind, earned herself a singles opportunity.
And now both women are battling for a spot in next Wednesday's women's #1 contender fatal 4-way match.
The winner of this contest earns a massive opportunity next Wednesday. And with both of these stars moving in the same direction, Rob, who needs this win more?
Well, I always say, you always need to win. I mean, no one needs it more than anybody else. You always need to win, but this is a match that's going to have two young, athletic, and hungry competitors.
You go back to a Zina Sterling singles victory several weeks ago. You see her in that 8-woman tag team match. I mean, have we seen a new side of Zina?
Well, I think Zina lately has stepped up her aggressiveness, as has Layla. When you think back to when we first met a Zina Sterling, to when we first met a Layla Diggs, both of them are on another level of the aggressiveness they put into their offense.
Actually coming into NXT in the same class, a part of that Next Gen show, and now here a part of Evolve, and Zina Sterling.
Beautiful.
Feeling the effects of the Layla Diggs offense right now, and of course Layla Talk about her building some momentum, Rob. She's really evolved in recent months.
Yeah, back and forth mat wrestling here, trying to get the best of each other.
As Xena right now trying some mat wrestling, taking Layla right down, trying a quick cover. Barely gets one as Xena now grabbing that neck vice. Of course, Xena Sterling, LFG veteran, another LFG veteran, Elijah Holyfield. Huge opportunity finally against Brooks Jensen in a lumberjack match here tonight in our main event.
Nowhere to run for Brooks tonight.
As Layla knocked off by Xena, and Xena really in the driver's seat here early on. And look at that athleticism there, Rob.
Well, I said it. It's going to be athletic competition.
You talk about a counter by Xena, almost into that captain's hook submission.
Very back and forth wrestling. I mean, the difference between these two is at this point, I think Xena's just willing to do whatever it takes. She's going to utilize any resources that are around her.
I mean, Rob, you talk about her in that 8-woman tag team match. I mean, she was very effective teaming there in that matchup against Nikita and company.
Well, she is hungry for victories, but both of these are two competitors chasing the same goal, and I think that's everything. I think that they both want it all.
So both searching for that victory right here. Layla Diggs in here with Xena Sterling, and of course in that meeting last week with Xena and Foreman Thatcher, Xena said she respects Layla Diggs. Was that a true statement?
I mean, I think she does. Well, why is there a reason for that not to be true? R-E-S-P-E-C-T, spell it out.
But here we go, cover out of the corner. Diggs, near fall. As these two indeed going back and forth right now. Huge contenders match for that Evolve Women's Championship. Of course, Nikita Lyons sitting right at the top of the list. And it seems like each and every day, each and every week here in Evolve, new contenders getting into the mix.
The reality is you really don't know who's going to show up. Everybody wants to be a part of this thing.
And you also don't know where the superstars can go. I mean, we see them here at the ground level in weeks, months, years from now. I mean, we could talk about WrestleMania main events.
NXT, Raw, SmackDown, you said WrestleMania, but also AAA, TNA, Noah, everybody's everywhere.
As Xena Sterling trying to take advantage. You know, Foreman Thatcher has been scouting all over the world, certainly has his eyes on this one indeed. Clothesline. And another near fall for Xena, maybe feeling a bit of frustration here as Xena Sterling.
Well, you got to think, neither woman in this match wants a learning experience. All right, they want a statement victory. That's what they're here for.
They're certainly trying to move up the ladder right here, and as Foreman Thatcher really sifts through those contenders, a win right here would definitely give one a leg up.
All right.
And Layla,
we've seen that before.
That sit-out gourd buster, and that very well could set up the cherry on top of this matchup. Layla's gonna decide to go for a cover. Bit of a hesitation, and Rob, that could be the difference.
Yeah, that split-second hesitation may have cost her some momentum, but let's see what Layla comes up with here.
Trying to use that athleticism to her advantage right now, and Xena coming back the other way. The tilt-a-whirl slam, cover. And Sterling only gets two, and Rob, she thought that was enough.
Yeah, but hopefully she doesn't turn that into frustration. Stay focused, stay calm, stay cool and collective.
She certainly seems like she's keeping her foot on the gas right here as Xena Sterling. As Layla coming back the other way, roll up two. Near fall there, Xena looking to stack her up. Jackknife cover, shoulders are down, and Layla floats right over. As a series of pinfall attempts right now, referee Dallas Irvin getting a workout. And Xena, her foot on the rope.
Wait a minute.
Here is your winner, Xena Sterling.
Rob, I speculated earlier on in this matchup, have we seen a new side of Xena Sterling?
She just winked.
She knew exactly what she was doing. Xena Sterling by hook or by crook, coming away with another win here on Evolve.
Layla Diggs came into this match with serious momentum while Xena Sterling entered with respect, but also something to prove. In a battle between two women looking to climb the ladder and evolve, it was Xena who changed course, using nefarious tactics here with her foot on the ropes to halt Layla's momentum and score an important victory.
Xena Sterling has now earned her spot in next Wednesday's women's #1 contender fatal four-way match. And with this gigantic opportunity comes a whole new attitude. While seeing a different Xena Sterling, it's like unveiling the unknown.
Look at you, drowning in their applause. You smile, you puff out your chest, you actually believe you're untouchable. While you soak in their noise, I am dissecting you. I love letting you believe you're in control. It makes it that much sweeter when I finally harvest your panic. I'm going to drag you into the dark and peel away that fake confidence. I don't want the mask you wear for them. I want the raw, bleeding reality of who you are when you panic. I want the version of you that suffocates in the unknown. Fear the unknown.
Please welcome the WWE Evolve Champion, Harlem Lewis.
Well, we talked about how Harlem Lewis stacked the odds against him in that fatal four-way match, but he was able to overcome the odds. The former champion Aaron Rourke, Tristan Angels, and of course, the Mod Squad's Max Abrams, as the Harlem Violence World Tour continues here on Evolve.
It sure does. He's got the championship belt with him, and he does not plan on letting that thing leave his hands until he says it's time.
I'm gonna get straight to it. I walked into that fatal four-way as a champion, and I walked out the exact same way, just like I said I was going to. Thatcher lines him up, and I knock him down. Spoiler alert, that's exactly how the rest of my title reign is gonna go. I may be new to having a title, but I understand how a championship works. And now, I know that I need a new #1 contender. And I honestly don't really care how Thatcher picks the next victim for the Harlem Violence World Tour, but I do want to know who it's going to be. Therefore, I have a proposition for you, Mr. Foreman. How about you set up a #1 contenders match? I don't care if it's a triple threat, a fatal four-way. I don't care if you put him in a steel cage. But I'm ready to...
Whoa, shut up, shut up. Listen, Harlem, there's not gonna be a #1 contenders match. I'm gonna rip that title right off you and cool your ass off. I mean, look what I've been doing here on Evolve. Stacking up wins left and right. Oko from Japan, smoked him. Tate Wilder, the wildest ride in sports entertainment, smoked him. Now, I know you're feeling all big and bad and confident, but you're not the baddest man here. I am, because I'm Harley Riggins. I'm the big rig, and I'm gonna park my rig right inside that title.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Let me get this straight. You get a couple of wins on Evolve, and you think you're the big dog now, right?
Damn right.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get permission from Daddy Cam Hendricks before you came out here to talk to me?
Listen, I thought you were a fighting champion. I thought it was anytime, any place, anywhere. Quite the world tour you're going on, buddy. Why don't you just sit there and cry like a little bitch?
Well, Harlem Lewis certainly not going to stand for those words. And Rob, we've got a slugfest on the floor.
We got a bar fight right in front of us. These guys are going at it.
We saw these two brawl in LFG many months ago, and now it's going down here on Evolve. As Harley Riggins, he wants a crack at the title.
I don't know the amount of security we need to get these two superstars off of each other.
Security officials, reinforcements is going to take the Foreman.
Well, here's Thatcher, yeah.
To keep these guys at bay. They don't care about the Foreman out here. They want a piece of each other.
They're not stopping.
Wait a second. Now what? We've got chaos out here. And what's going on in the back?
You think all we do is mob? This ain't no party. Get him up. Get him up. Come on. Put that in here. Let's go. He's done. You have it. You're right. Shoot him. Wide up. Yeah, that's right.
on! This is a message to the whole Evolve roster. Mess with us and find out what happens. That's right. Find out what happens. Let's go. That's
Unbelievable.
what we do.
Timothy Thatcher distracted out by the ring and the Mog Squad like a bunch of snakes take their shot at Aaron Rourke. Well, I'm sure we'll have more of that next week, in addition to a very special episode of WWE Evolve as we crown new men's and women's #1 contenders with 2 Fatal 4-Way matches. It's an Evolve Fatal 4-Way special next Wednesday on Tubi. First, gunning for the Evolve Championship, we have Max Abrams versus Harley Riggins versus Cutler James versus It's Gall. On the women's side of things will be Xena Sterling versus Lainey Luck versus Skylar Ray versus Ren Sinclair. 8 competitors, all hungry for title opportunities, and I'm sure both champs will be very interested in Evolve next Wednesday. But right now, we have a historic Evolve main event, a lumberjack match. You see the lumberjacks around the ring right now. The match is won by pinfall or submission, but if they leave the ring, the lumberjacks' job, send them right back in.
Yeah, it's main event time, and Brooks Jensen has nowhere to run anymore.
The following match is the main event, and it's a lumberjack match scheduled for 1 fall. Making his way to the ring first, from Ranburn, Alabama, weighing 250 pounds, Brooks Jensen.
As Brooks Jensen taking a look at those lumberjacks on the outside, and Rob, you talked about it, not many places to go for the bad man from Alabama, bam.
Yeah, if I'm stepping in the ring, if I'm Brooks, I'm making friends with the lumberjacks. I'm not putting them all out like he was.
And his opponent hails from Atlanta, Georgia, and weighed in at 234 pounds. He is the Holyfield Warrior, Elijah Holyfield.
You want to talk about locked in, determined, and ready to throw down? Elijah Holyfield is ready for Brooks Jensen. If you just saw Brooks' eyes, he may have bitten off more than he can chew.
Well, Elijah's been waiting to get his hands on Brooks for a while now. Brooks has beaten him twice. Elijah's not used to losing, but Brooks cheated, and that just has made Elijah more pissed off.
Cheated not once, but twice, using different tactics. The veteran trying to outsmart the rookie, but again, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The very first lumberjack match in Evolve history right here. Bell sounds run away. Brooks Jensen, Elijah Holyfield meeting for the 3rd time, but this one is going to be a bit different than the first 2.
Brooks is a student of the game, loves all types of matches, but this match means he's got nowhere to go.
And Holyfield looking to dump Jensen to the outside, and Brooks, he might be afraid of those lumberjacks, right?
Oh, you see Elijah. This is just a different version of him. If you thought he was intense before, look at him now.
We've seen cheap shots in the past from Brooks Jensen, and eventually Elijah Holyfield essentially snapped and has been a man on a mission looking for Brooks Jensen ever since.
Where are you gonna go, Brooks? Where are you gonna go?
As Elijah ready for Jensen to fight.
If you get thrown out of the ring, if you leave the ring, the lumberjacks are able to force you back inside.
Certainly one of the caveats here of that lumberjack match. And also the lumberjacks, they're not necessarily picking a side. Whoever goes out there, that's free reign.
Yeah, well, when you look at this thing, the outside of the ring is really just as dangerous as the inside of it for Brooks Jensen.
Seeing some of the top stars of Evolve out there, some ID talent. Some up-and-comers as well, as Jensen heads the outside. I think he may have forgotten what type of match he's in.
Brooks, there's nowhere to go.
And he turns around, he sees Cappuccino Jones, Marcus Mathers, another security guard there.
Why would you do that and push the lumberjacks? Now they can have at you.
And Holyfield gonna send him to the outside, and Brooks Jensen essentially getting a taste of his own medicine. As Jensen pushed right back in per the rules of this lumberjack match, tries to go out the front side.
Oh man, and now they're all over him on this side of the ring.
A couple of young up-and-comers there getting a few licks in.
You can't assume the lumberjacks are neutral.
And Holyfield looking to take full advantage right now. And Rob, we saw in that second match, Elijah certainly learned from the first encounter, but the veteran Brooks Jensen outsmarted him yet again.
Of course, he always has tricks up his sleeve. You know that about Brooks.
As Jensen now, you have to wonder, you know the tricks inside the ring, but do those also include running away and driving away in a car?
Hey, by any means necessary.
As Elijah Holyfield, oh, big body shots right there. And look at that, the power.
With ease.
The half Nelson slam cover center of the ring. And only 2 there for Elijah.
Blake, Brooks Jensen is not able to escape the fight because the entire ringside area is part of the fight.
Jensen has certainly talked the talk. Will he be able to walk the walk here against the real deal as Holyfield looking to nudge Jensen to the outside, and Brooks caught between the top and middle rope. And Jensen going for a ride here. And can be sent right to the outside. Look who's in front of him.
When he hits the floor, he's fresh meat for these lumberjacks.
Dorian Van Duke certainly want to get a shot in. And look at Holyfield try to slide to the outside.
Oh, wait a minute.
And look at Victor Zonoff, the former security of Foreman Thatcher, as Brooks Jensen takes advantage as this lumberjack main event continues on Evolve.
How does an event become an experience? This is how. This is why. This is WrestleMania. We know what it means to our country, but what could it mean to a kingdom? WrestleMania. For the first time ever, from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. A phenomenon so incredible, it would need to be experienced to be believed.
Back in action here on Evolve. Quick cover by Brooks Jensen. And a 2 count right there. Historic main event. Lumberjack match for the very first time in Evolve history. And Rob, throughout the break, Brooks Jensen has been on the advantage with an assist, as we just saw from Victor Zonoff.
Yeah, and he took full advantage of it. He's using the old school grit with the new school grind. Oh, dangerous area.
He's already had some trouble on that side of the ring before. And now Jensen trying to come back in on his own volition. And Jensen with a big lariat right to the back of the neck. And Brooks says that's it. And let's see if the bad man from Alabama, Bama, can walk away with a win. 2.
You know, Elijah made it very clear when he came here to Evolve. He wants to make the Holyfield name bigger than ever. And a win in this lumberjack match could start that journey.
We certainly saw the Mog Squad making a statement moments ago with Aaron Rourke. Harley Riggins trying to get under the skin of Harlem Lewis. And now Brooks Jensen looking for 3 in a row against the real deal. As Jensen looking to go for that reverse neckbreaker. As Jensen now looking to capitalize. And once again looking to wear Holyfield down with a submission. Of course, Holyfield has to feel the sting from those 2 losses. But of course, Brooks Jensen also throwing some words out there. Really throwing some shade to that Holyfield name. Back up to a vertical base right now. As Holyfield trying to fight here, but Brooks really cinching in that side headlock.
It's the one thing Brooks, well, he does many things good, but the one thing he's great at is using his whole body. He puts his whole body to have that body control when he's got a hold on.
As Jensen trying to find that base, but you see those tree trunk-like legs from the former running back from the University of Georgia and the NFL. As Elijah Holyfield able to break free, but Jensen right back in control.
Elijah's born to compete as a dynamic athlete, but it's been all Jensen.
And Jensen tries an elbow in the corner, crucifix pin, cover. And only 2 there for Elijah. Great ring resourcefulness by Holyfield, but once again, Jensen capitalizing. You see Victor Zonoff certainly pleased with what he sees as the Evolve Universe on their feet for this lumberjack main event for the very first time ever. Once again, Foreman Thatcher making history here on a Wednesday night.
And Brooks just won't stop smacking Elijah in the back of the head, doing these things that he knows at some point are gonna set Elijah off.
We talk about the disrespect, cheating to win. We talk about the disrespect to the Holyfield name. And now almost just mocking the real deal here.
And with a smile on his face doing it. Look at him, he's trying to make deals with some of the lumberjacks at ringside.
Certainly would not put that past Brooks Jensen, a veteran of many premium live events, former NXT UK Tag Team Champion, and for quite some time has been looking for championship gold here on Evolve, and a win over Elijah Holyfield for a third time, Rob. Foreman Thatcher might have to start thinking. Jensen, trying to pin, getting a bit of an assist from that middle rope.
I mean, we've seen him do that before.
And referee Derek Sanders right on top of it. No cheating a third time. As Holyfield sort of builds some momentum. Running right through Jensen with that flying shoulder tackle.
It's like a body shot.
And the one thing Brooks Jensen has avoided each and every time in the ring with Elijah Holyfield is that knockout-like uppercut. As Elijah now trying to work towards that here. Dropping Jensen with the spine buster. Cover, hooks the outside leg, center of the ring. And somehow Brooks holds on. As Holyfield now has to go back to the drawing board. And Rob, early in Holyfield's career, he hasn't necessarily been in these deep of waters of a match.
When you're not used to having the conditioning for a match like this, no matter how great of an athlete you are, this is just a different animal. But wait, eye rake.
Talk about a shortcut, that thumb to the eye. Holyfield I think some difficulty with his vision.
Well, that's a game changer.
And Jensen might be turning the corner to victory here. And this is certainly not what Holyfield envisioned. Saito suplex, cover, hook in the leg, and somehow Elijah able to hang on.
Even the lumberjacks at ringside, I see a few of them are shocked that Holyfield kicked out of that.
That would do in most stars, but not one like the real deal. And now Jensen trying to go back, maybe dig a little bit deeper into the playbook. And Brooks jockeying for position right now. Looks like he's going for a suplex. Holyfield put on the brakes. Jensen looking to reverse to a different style of suplex. And Brooks goes for a big swipe. And Holyfield, a big connection. The momentum sends Jensen right back with a lariat. Back and forth we go here, Rob.
What's he thinking? He didn't go for a cover. He's choosing something else.
Cheeto Ash, Victor Zonov like the offensive output of Brooks Jensen. And now Brooks, he's going up top. Right into the outstretched arms of Holyfield with a power slam.
Looked like he was going for another double axe handle, but got caught.
And Holyfield looking for a victory. And we talk about that ring awareness. Brooks Jensen knew exactly where he was and found the opening to stay alive.
He knows where he is at all times. You got to give him that.
As Jensen scratching and clawing right now, trying to keep Holyfield at bay. But Brooks finds himself, I guess, in that danger zone. Wait a second. And Cheeto Ash wasn't wanting any contact in this one.
Guys, come on, you're here as lumberjacks.
And look at that judo throw from Victor Zonov to Marcus Mathers. Cappuccino Jones throwing hands.
Brooks got a smile on his face. He kind of set this up.
And the lumberjacks are at war here.
He knew what he was doing, but they're getting close to the table.
This is part of the game plan. As Romeo Moreno's gonna fly. The only man left in the ring is Elijah Holyfield. Certainly not looking like a lumberjack match anymore. And you see Holyfield pointing at Jensen.
Oh, wait a second.
Jensen might have found his opening to run, but damn it. That door just got shut.
Hard way, Sam Holloway.
Not on his watch. And there's the uppercut. It finally connects. And Holyfield drops Jensen. And on the third time, it's a charm for Elijah Holyfield.
Here is your winner, Elijah Holyfield.
Carnage all around the ring. Big Sam Holloway did his deed. The job is done. And Elijah Holyfield comes away with a victory.
The first ever Evolve Lumberjack match was months in the making. Brooks Jensen had used questionable tactics to score 2 victories over Holyfield, but this time there was nowhere to run. With the Lumberjacks keeping order and then a surprise visit from Hardway Holloway, making sure Jensen stayed in the fight. Elijah finally unloaded on his rival, scoring the victory and perhaps ending this rivalry once and for all.
And a huge victory celebration here for Elijah Holyfield as you see the Lumberjacks, the Carnage, laying ringside for this historic first ever Lumberjack match in Evolve history, as finally Elijah Holyfield has exercised the demons of Brooks Jensen and is cheating to win on multiple occasions. Now the Real Deal scores the biggest win of his Evolve career and is a clear path up the championship ladder.